In Buddhist monasteries, the monks have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to start meditating. But actually, the abbots might be upset with me for characterizing it like that because it is optional. They don't have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. They can also get up earlier if they want. That's the only option. So, when an old senior monk heard a disturbance in the main hall at 2 in the morning, at first he was really excited. He thought, my monks are finally getting up early to meditate. But then he had a moment of mindfulness and realized, no, not my monks. My monks aren't getting up early to meditate. And so he went into the entrance hall, and there stood a burglar. And he had a knife, and he was trying to wrench open the donation box to take the money. And when the burglar saw the head monk, he said, "Don't come any closer, or else!" Rah! The monk said, "Sir, here are the keys to the donation box. Take the money. You don't need to break the box." And the burglar said, "Is this a trick?" The monk said, "No. Those donations are for people who need it. Those donations were given in compassion and kindness, and you need that money. And so out of compassion and kindness, I'm going to give you that money. Here are the keys. Take it. Take as much as you need." The burglar said, "Don't come any closer! Rah!" And then the monk said, "Young man, you look like you haven't eaten in a while." The burglar's face was very gaunt. He looked very thin and shaggy. And he said, "Above you, there's some food that's given to us. And we don't eat it. We only eat our one meal a day. Please take it. You need it. Please take it. That food was given to us out of compassion and kindness, and I would like to give it to you." And the burglar looked at him, and with one hand, with his knife pointing at the monk, he quickly grabbed all the food he could reach and put it into his pocket. And before he left with the money and the food, he said, "And don't call the police, or else!" Ah! And the monk simply said, "Sir, I gave you that money. I gave you that food. You have committed no crime here. You're free to go. I will never call the police on you." And the burglar left. And of course, the burglar continued to break into other places and homes and eventually was caught and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. And after 5 years, the monk, now 5 years older, even more grizzled, heard a disturbance at 2 in the morning in the entrance hall. And he once again had a momentary thought, hey, maybe my monks are getting up early to meditate finally. But of course he realized, no, not his monks. And he went to the entrance hall, and there was the same burglar. And the burglar said, "Remember me?" The monk said, "Yes, I remember you. Here are the keys to the donation box. There's some food if you need it." And he was a bit saddened that this burglar had come back. And the burglar put down his knife and said, "I don't want your money. I don't need your food. I've been thinking about you the last 5 years while I've been in prison. In my whole life, no one has ever been kind to me. And I was holding a knife to you, and you were still kind to me. And so for the last 5 years, I realized I took the wrong thing when I came here last time. I took your money and your food, and this time I'm here to steal from you again. But this time, I want to steal your secret. I want to take the kindness that you showed me. I want you to make me a monk." And I like this story because it shows that when we're compassionate and kind, that's what we get out of people. When we show people fear and anger, that's what they'll show back to us. So if we can show compassion and kindness, maybe not right away, it's certainly not going to be instantaneous, but if we continue to show compassion and kindness to the world, that's what the world will show us back. So I hope you enjoyed this story. It is Christmas, so Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.